Right, I'm going to teach you how to make this circle slider card now. And I made all this and decorated it all, and then realised I'd made a back to front card. So you won't make a back to front card because you're better than I am. It's like this. So I'm just going to show you what happens. So this rocket then, bear with while I get it going the right way, just slides around the card. I mean, you have to move it because it's not just a straight line. But how fun is that for a child to just play with? Now, this is the only one that has a piece that if it comes out, you don't want them to swallow because it's a penny. I remember spending a lovely evening in A&E with Matthew because he's swallowed a penny. So just be aware of that. So it'll need adult supervision. But how fabulous is that? Right, really, really, really simple to do. So circle slider card, making sure that it opens the right way. And then mat 1 and mat 2. All right, so I'm going to glue mat 1 to mat 2, or mat 2 to mat 1, first of all, like this. So we're going to get glue on here, round the circle as well. So we're going to stick these two flat. Okay, so I'm just lining it up. I'm working from my circle to make sure that I've got an even width all the way around. Not that that is crucial to the mechanism, but just to the aesthetics. And then what I'm going to do is put double-sided foam tape on the back of here, all right, because this needs to lift off. And I'm just going to check. I did quite a thick layer on that, so I might do a double layer of this. So bear with while I just put this on, but it's worth me showing you what you need to do, okay? I'm sure loads of you have done this before, but for those of you that haven't, I always have to remind myself that once upon a time I hadn't made one of these either. So there's always a point where you haven't done something. So just around the outside edges like that, okay? Now the next piece that we're going to bring in is what we call your inside slider, and this is the bit that's going to go into the middle, and then your coin, your penny, is going to fit in between those two to make it slide. So the best way to do this is to put this on there and then slot that inside there afterwards, okay? So I'm going to put foam on the back of this as well, because you need to lift this because the penny needs to go partially underneath that. And I do like this foam tape because it tears, so it stops your scissors getting all gunked up. No one's going to see this bit, so it doesn't matter if it's not that neat. So I'm going to position this into the middle of there. Might just put another layer of that on just to lift it up a bit more, maybe. Can't remember what I did on the original one. Oh no, I did the same width, that's fine. All right, so I might as well stick this down then now. So I'll take this off. Giving up with the tweezers, have you noticed? I'm like, yeah, I'm over it. Just get your nails in there, Mel. Right, I always find it easier to open out my card so it's flat and then position it on there like that, rather than trying to work on a card that's wanting to boing back, okay? And then this piece is going to go onto there like that. Right, penny bit now. So you have 2 circles and 1 penny. Now I'm going to get you to glue the penny onto the smallest piece, because that for me just made perfect sense. I don't think you'll be able to see it under here, but the penny is glued. If I do it that way, if I move my fingers out the way, you might be able to see the penny is glued on top of that circle that's in there, okay? So red liner tape or pin flare all stick, not the bookbinding glue, the one that's more liquidy. It's kind of like it strings a little bit. I'm gonna have to use my scissors, and I don't like using my scissors on red liner tape because it glues them up. But I do find that you can get a sticky stuff remover or lighter fluid. So if you have one of those lighters for candles and things like that, that you use lighter fluid for, then you can use that, or you can get sticky stuff remover. Most places that sell household cleaning products will sell a sticky remover. Right, so I'm gonna have to go back to my tweezers for this because I've no hope of getting that backing off otherwise. So let's see where we're at. So nice amount of red liner tape on there. Then you're going to take, and it is a 1p piece. I guess if you make this whole thing bigger, then you could go up and use a different size. And then what you're going to do is put a double layer of foam onto the top of your penny, because it needs to come above the height of this. So you want one piece on there. Take the backing off. Don't try and stick another one on top because it's plastic. Remember, this backing is plastic, so it'll just eventually peel away. So make sure that you take the backing off your foam before you put your next layer on. Like that. And I might even go for a third layer just to make sure that it's high enough. Like that, okay, and then peel that off there like that. Right, and then this circle is going to go on top. So I found it easier to turn this one over and pop that in the middle. Do you know what? I'm going to take that third layer off because I don't think I need it. It's going to be too high. Right, I'm going to do my foam again. So that's lesson learnt. 2 layers is plenty, depending on the thickness of your foam. But if you use the same foam for your coin as you do for your mats and layers, and then just double it up, it's when you start going to different depths. You just need to make sure that it stands proud of the top of your card. Okay. I'll do that bit again. It's interesting, you know, when I do things like this, normally I'll make these cards 2 or 3 times, or 3 or 4 times. So I'll do it the long-winded way, then I'll do it shorter and shorter and try and work it out. Unfortunately, when we're doing stuff for Cutting Craftorium, we just don't have time to do that because it's a tight turnaround. So you learn all these extra little tips as you go along. I usually do this when I'm doing my prep for the shows. I'll learn then so that I know that I'm all right when I get on air. But in this case, we're doing videos, so this is my learning point. So what you're going to do then is slot the coin underneath that centre circle there. This is the fiddly bit. In fact, it's going to be easier if I just lift this slightly in this corner. So I'm going to lift this up, slot that under there like that, and then the other part of it goes underneath this circle in the middle like that. There you go. And then that will slide round like that, and it will take a few turns of it just bedding in and getting right, and then it'll start to move and it'll become smoother. You see now it's starting to get smoother as it's going round there, because this edge of this card will shape that foam. So you can see now, look. So don't beat yourself up if it doesn't move smoothly. Just keep doing this and let the edge of the card just show you where you need to put it. And then you pop, you decorate it then. So you pop your little astronaut or whatever it is, a little monster or whatever it is. And then you use this to put your embellishment on top. And then it will just slide around. I think the children, I don't even think it's about it slide, because it can't slide all the way around a circle. Gravity dictates that. But just for them to be able to sit there and play with their birthday card, I think is really cool. So simple as that. Really, really easy to put together. Just think about the depth of your foam pads on top of your penny. It needs to be twice as thick as the foam that you've used on these bits so it stands proud. Okay. And then you can just move it round. I mean, you could put a little handle on there if you wanted to. You could put like a little semicircle on and they could pull it round. But I think that's a really nice one for the children. Or you could make it as a grown-up card and put a bouquet of flowers on it. It's up to you. Right, next one.